Hello friends, Naya Swami Kriyananda here again in our series Ask a Yogi. And I'd like to talk to you about some thoughts about the evolution of consciousness and emerging trends. Swami Kriyananda, who was a direct disciple trained personally by Paramahansa Yogananda and founder of the work of Ananda, of which I am pleased to be a part, wrote a series of essays and printed under the book title, New Age. Well, now, forgive me, I just suddenly forgot it. But in there is an essay on some of the trends that this New Age would endow us with. One of them that comes to mind, the first one that comes to mind randomly to me, was he said, as the years would roll by, there would be a greater emphasis on quality rather than quantity. Countries, large countries and leading countries, at least in the 20th century, such as Russia and America, and then coming into the 21st century, China, they're all big countries, and big countries tend to emphasize bigness. And so, with the machine revolution, the industrial revolution, cranking out goods and so forth, everything mass marketing, mass consumerism, we've come out of a period of time where more is better. And we've seen that's not necessarily true, okay? Quality of life, even the recent pandemic has emphasized for those who are isolated and forced to stay at home from work, let's say, or from school, the quality of life. People rethinking their lives. Gee, how much time do I want to spend commuting in my car? How important really is my career anyway compared to my family and perhaps my other interests? And so we're moving towards quality of life. Increasing length of life has been a phenomenon exhibited beginning, about the 19th century, I guess. People are living longer. I mean, if you subtract the impacts of pandemics and wars, the average lifespan is increasing. The average height of human beings is increasing. But also, we are seeing in the sort of right-wing directed ideas that have forced a kind of polarization, a pushback against globalization. And quite apart from just talking about that from a political standpoint, it also means that quality also means we want a more personally meaningful way of life, whether it be in our job or career, or whether it be in our relationships. I think of America, I mean, that's where I live and have grown up, so I think of America has been, particularly in the 20th century and certainly in my life post-World War II, kind of in a candy store adolescent phase of, oh boy, I can do this, or oh boy, I'm free to do that, and let's have some fun. But how's that going for us? Well, not so good, really. But we're still in that phase, don't get me wrong. But nonetheless, there is an underlying impulse, and I believe I'm seeing it in the younger generations coming up, for meaningful relationships. And so Paramahansa Yogananda predicted in 1948-49, not just in that time, but I'm thinking of an event in that time, that the interest in intentional communities, he even said it would spread like wildfire. Well, it hasn't yet, I know, but the desire to move, I think there will be another trend. We'll be leaving the cities. That's already happened with the pandemic. It may go back and forth a little bit, but for the most part, and especially given technology where you can work and learn on your own at a distance and so forth, that more and more people, millions of people, well, in the next maybe 50 to 100 years, cities will probably shrink to some degree relative to the population, and people will want to live more naturally in a more sustainable, I think, way. I don't think we'll have any choice at the rate we're going in consuming our natural resources. We'll be forced to live more sustainably, but never mind being forced right now. In terms of those trends, in other words, there's already been, and America was the leading edge of the trend towards individual liberties. Yes, okay. But liberty comes with responsibility and is lost with license, meaning irresponsibility. And so that lesson, which has having been learned in America at least, is yet to be learned, but will be part of this learning trend. To be calmer, meditation and yoga, for example, the trend, a lifestyle of becoming more internalized, more self-aware, calmer, more creative, more individualistic, sometimes in not very good ways, as we're already seeing, but I'm talking about in more positive, wholesome ways in relationship with other people and with the planet and with all life on our planet. I am hopeful. I am hopeful for a better world. But I also know, including based on Yogananda's comments on the subject, that this world doesn't learn through wisdom, it learns through suffering and hardship. And so, yes, suffering and hardship will be the lot of life in the next, years to come, certainly in the next 100 years, next many decades. We're already seeing the impacts of things like climate change. And I think that's just the beginning. Even our weapons and our polarization and our competition and greed and exploitation, all those bad things. But I am hopeful nonetheless, based on the thoughts of the lineage of self-realization and general trends when I see people of good quality, good thinking, good heart all around me. Okay, something to look forward to. All right, great souls, thank you.